Okay, I've just started the 3D Benchy off. Basically, what I did was tried to feed the filament in such that it extruded a bit. Once I've done that and it started extruding, I tried to make sure that the Z-axis motor was holding the extruder slightly above the bed so that I could see the filament that was being extruded. Initially, because it's a white filament, it was extruding black stuff. I was a bit worried, but once it started extruding greyish to white, a lot more white things, I started the printing off, which is just now. I'm going to see how long it will actually take. It says the time will be 2 hours 26 minutes before, and it will finish the 3D Benchy in 2 hours 26 minutes. It's the standard file that they supply. The Benchy is only like a couple of centimeters, and it will take 2 hours 26 minutes. Hopefully we'll see how good the print is. I've preheated the bed, I've preheated the nozzle. The nozzle is, the extruder nozzle is 200 degrees centigrade. The bed itself says is 60 degrees. And it reads at 53.6 degrees centigrade on my infrared thermometer. So give or take a few degrees, I mean, it is what it says. So at the moment it's currently printing quite well. Hopefully I've done the bed leveling to the best possible way I could. I'm just going to have to see how well it prints this 3D Benchy. At the moment there's a couple of things I haven't told you and haven't added on to this 3D printer. One of those things was that currently I've added the Alfawise TF card reader at the front, so it's at the front now, and I'm plugging the card in at the front, and it's printing really well using that TF card reader, so I don't have to turn this thing around. The other thing I bought for this Alfawise U30 is this, which is basically the TL smoother chips. There's 5 TL smoother chips in here, and you basically need to connect 4 of them within the Alfawise itself. The quality of the prints are slightly rough, I believe, with the Alfawise U30. Without the TL smoother, they're rough quality. So I haven't installed the TL smoother yet. I'm just trying to see the quality of these prints first. Once I see the quality, I can actually install the TL smoother and compare the difference with the TL smoother installed into the Alfawise printer, 3D printer itself. There are 4 that I'm going to install out of the 5. One for the X-axis, TL smoother for the X-axis, one for the Y-axis, one for the Z-axis, and another one for the extruder itself. So there will be 4. The X, Y and Z axes are the 3 TL smoothers to make sure it moves smoothly along those 3 axes, and the 4th one is for the extruder itself. So when it extrudes this the filament out of its nozzle, it makes sure that it will extrude at a smoother rate, and hopefully we will get a much finer and smoother print, which I will try and install and compare later on. But at the moment I'm going to leave it for 2 hours 26 minutes. So 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock ish. The default file is what I'm using, G-code file, and it's been printing for 4 minutes now. I'll switch this off and maybe we'll be able to come back and see the print itself and how well it prints this Benchy. Okay, it started printing the Benchy. I'm just concerned at the way it's moving at the moment. Oh, it's actually etching in some text at the bottom of the Benchy. This is why it's moving a bit frantically. Hopefully, if all goes well, it will print really well. I'm going to move the camera in a bit closer and capture this print for at least 2 hours of it, which I will cut down later on. Okay. Well, the filament they supplied was obviously not enough. It ran out of filament. It hasn't completed part of the roof. Again, which you can see, we believe. Get a bit of focus on that. There's part of the roof that hasn't been completed yet, so it's just run out of filament. What I'll do is feed a bit more filament in and hopefully finish the print off. That's 2 minutes, 2 hours, 8 minutes. Just grab myself scissors. I think it's Alfawise should have known better to supply at least a meter or 2 meters more than what's required to print one of their standard prints. It's a bit silly of them not to actually supply reasonable amount of filament. Okay, I'm adding my own filament in. This is great. My touchscreen has gone dead for some reason. I don't know what's happened there. What I'm going to do is, because it stopped, I'm going to reboot it, turn it off and turn this off, and then see if I can get it back online. Okay, rebooting has solved the problem. Are you sure to recovery printing? Yes. My filament is being fed in now. They should have at least provided at least a meter extra that's required than what they actually gave. It has ruined the print somewhat, but I believe it's recoverable. There's 10 minutes left now on the print. It's been printing for 3 hours 8 minutes, and 10 more minutes will hopefully complete this print. It's a fine quality print, so it is what it is, and it does take quite some time with a fine quality print. Speed is 100%. It's 92% complete. Hopefully this will resolve the issue. It has continued to print, which is a good sign at the very least. But saying that, the filament that ran out should have been at least 1 meter long anyway. I am bitterly disappointed at the amount of filament they supply. If the filament detector detects that the filament is cut short and there isn't enough for it to print, it will stop printing. And this has actually meant that I've had to feed my own filament in for the sample print. You're generally expected to get a sample print out with the amount of filament they supply, and it obviously wasn't enough. It has ruined the print somewhat on the top. Hopefully not too much. If I zoom in, you will see how it has affected the print. There we go. As you can see, the bit of filament is stuck to the roof there. Hopefully it's something that I can clear up later on. Or in that top corner of the roof. But let's just hope it's something that won't affect the print all that much, and it's easily cleared up. I don't know why the touchscreen went blank halfway through. I'm a little bit disappointed about the touchscreen as well, losing the touchscreen information for some reason. If it needs to print for 3 hours or 4 hours, I would rather see some information or feedback on the touchscreen. It went completely blank after an hour's worth of print. And once I switched the power off and switched it back on, the touchscreen came back on with all the information. It is something that you don't expect to happen during the print as well. No, it's 97 more minutes and you'll be done. Nearly finished. 96% complete. 4 more minutes of printing time left. I didn't expect it to be more than 2 hours. However, this small Benchy has taken approximately 3 hours 20 minutes to print. I believe it's because it has been set at a finer quality and a 0.05 millimeter thickness per layer, and that finer quality of print means more time is required to be able to print that. Millimeter thickness layer. I would recommend that if you're carrying out one of these prints for yourself with a 0.4 millimeter extruder, possibly 0.2 mil or 0.3 mil layer thickness would be more advisable to print something like this in approximately an hour or less. Okay, 98% complete. Just a couple more minutes to go. And hopefully we can have a look at the final print of the Benchy. Okay, that's 100% complete. The Benchy, the bed has moved back, and the extruder is at resting position now. Printing finished on the touchscreen, so hopefully, I believe you can have a look at the touchscreen. And it should say, there we go, printing finished. This is the information you see. The extruder temperature is dropping, the bed temperature is also 57 degrees, it was 60, and the bed temperature is again dropping. As you can see, it's 56 now. The fan has stopped, the extruder fan, to cool it down. 100% complete. Time it took to print, 3 hours 20 minutes 59 seconds, and it has finished printing right now. The Benchy there is on the print bed. Here we go. There's a bit of filament left at the top corner, like I said, when I had to add the filament in, such that it will finish the rest of the print. But I'm going to, once the bed cools down, I'm going to remove the Benchy from the bed, heat bed, and check the quality of the print. So I'll just stop this for now, and we'll come back to the quality of the print. Okay, so here we are. I've managed to prise this off the bed, and it has come off, but it needed quite a bit of force. I wasn't expecting to put that amount of force on the Benchy to take it off. I was a bit concerned that it would break, but it didn't. There's a bit of extra extrusion at the top here, around where the actual, I believe, filament ran out for the roof, and has left a bit of a poor finish. And I don't know whether you can see this, and I'm just going to bring it in there closer. There you go. Other than that, the rest of the Benchy seems to be pretty fine. I can can't see any faults with it, and it is very good finish. It's very smooth finish as well everywhere else. I didn't expect that without the TL smoother. I haven't put the TL smoother PCBs in at the moment, and it is very good finish, as you can see close up there. And this is without the TL smoother and at all. I'm just going to take this off the bottom and see how it. Oh, I wasn't expecting that either, so you don't know whether it's meant to come off there completely. It hasn't done, so I'm just a bit concerned how to take. No, again, I'm just concerned how to take that bit off now, off the bottom. So I've managed to take this off, but there's a bottom layer that's actually stuck on there, which I can't remove now, I believe, because it has just snapped off this edge of this, and I cannot remove this bottom layer that is still stuck on there, which I believe also comes off. So again, bit of a poor finish on that. I don't know how I'm meant to prise that off now, because it's quite difficult once you break the sides off, and they actually just broke off by themselves and didn't take this layer off from the bottom either. But other than that, the Benchy is quite good finish. So I'll try and leave you there, and I'm going to install the TL smoother on there and print another Benchy off, hopefully, and it will be a finer quality than this current print.